Hello, everyone. Good evening. Happy Wednesday. I hope everyone is doing so magnificently. There we go. There's the word. So last time I taught, I was saying that I felt like Mr. Rogers. I was welcoming you into my house, asking you to be my neighbor, things like that. But today I feel more like MTV Cribs. So imagine that I just showed you like my indoor soccer field, my 17 bedrooms, my 3 sports cars, and now I'm here showing you my like super dope yoga room, which like between me and you, my yoga room is actually my living room. But it's like MTV Cribs, right? And if you're not familiar with MTV Cribs, then like I just gave you about half a day's worth of a YouTube rabbit hole to follow. So you're welcome. But welcome, everyone. I'm Seville, for those of you who haven't practiced with me before. And thanks for practicing with me tonight from my abode to your abode. We're going to have some good fun tonight, which is truly what yoga and beer is all about having fun, about taking ourselves less serious, which is something that we definitely need right now. And just doing what feels good for you tonight. I know we always offer this and always suggest doing what feels good to you, but truly it doesn't change. We always want you to do what feels right in your body tonight. Just really connect with yourself, give yourself exactly what you need, and leave the things that you don't need at all. If that means that it's nap time, perfect. We'll try to wake you up in about an hour's time. And if I'm not kicking your butt enough, there's ample time for plank and things of that nature. I did see a comment about 0 chairs are better than a bunch of chairs. We do have a couple chairs thrown in, but it's not 14, so we're golden. All right, but let's get started by laying down on our backs. And find a nice, comfy space to be in. If you need to grab a blanket or a sweater or any other props, fur children, real children, plant children, anything that you might need to help you settle in and to start finding some stillness, to start feeling grounded. And just because we get here doesn't mean that you're stuck here. So you might be laying flat on your back and you might realize you want to come to a seat, or you might want to come to your side or bend your knees, whatever feels good for you. And maybe the eyes are open, or maybe they're closed. And let's start to follow the breath in and out of the body. Our intention, our mantra for the month of May for Yoga and Beer is connection. And so the intention that I'm offering for our practice tonight is connection with yourself. So maybe that's just finding that connection to your breath, which is pretty amazing. The breath moves in and out every day, all the time, every day. But how often do we actually stop to feel connected to it? Or maybe it's connection with your body and giving your body exactly what it needs. Maybe it's connection with the mind, the spirit. Maybe it's feeling connected to your yoga mat or to the space around you. We'll take a couple rounds of breath, finding that intention, finding the thing that we need connection-wise. And let's start to energize the body. So we'll start with the feet. Go ahead and bring the toes pointing up toward the sky. Heels are pressing outward, almost as if they're pressing into a baseboard. Maybe you have a baseboard that you can press them into. And start to feel that energy, that firing up of the legs. Feel as it travels up the legs to the belly, as the heart reaches up toward the sky, as the shoulders melt down toward the earth. And take a couple of breaths, breathing here. And I know our legs like to get a little sleepy, at least mine do. So you might have to continue to ignite them and wake them up. And let's reach the hands up toward the sky. Fingertips are pointed up toward the sky. The palms are facing each other. And let's reach the hands up toward the sky a little bit more, bringing the shoulders off of the earth. And with your next breath, we're going to plug the shoulders back down toward the earth. So do that a couple times following your breath. I like to imagine that you're like a little robot here, being like, I'm going to give you a hug. Oh, nope, I'm not. So we're going to call this, the technical yoga term for tonight's practice for this movement of the arms is the robot hug fake out. We'll be doing it later on in our practice. And so when I call it out, you'll know what I mean. One more time. Let's plug the shoulders in. Let's keep those legs active. Let's keep the core active. And with your next breath, we'll move the hands toward the back of the room. Depending on how the shoulders are feeling, the thumbs might touch the earth. They might be more like up here, and that's okay. Next breath, we'll bring the hands back up toward the sky. We'll do this 2 more times, following your breath, keeping the core engaged, keeping the legs fired up. Now we're going to face the palms toward our feet. And you guessed it, 1 breath to lower the hands down toward the earth, 1 breath to lift up. Keep everything else fired up and engaged. 2 more times, follow your breath. And tonight we will be getting very connected and very familiar with our shoulders. And so if you have shoulder things going on, please be mindful of that. And now we're going to turn the palms toward the back of the mat. And this one is the one that gets me. I can only go to about here, and that's okay. And then we'll reach the fingertips up toward the sky. 2 more times. But yes, please be mindful of any shoulder things that you might have going on. I know my shoulders have been very angry lately, which is why we're doing a shoulder class, because I needed it. And we'll reach the hands up toward the sky. And let's hug the knees in toward the chest, holding onto shins, backs of the knees or thighs. Now let's rock a little side to side. And we'll come back to the center. And we'll bring the knees over the hips, finding about a 90-degree angle with the legs. So feel free to stay here and breathe and keep that core nice and engaged. Or if you'd like, 1 breath to lower the right heel down, 1 breath to bring it back up, 1 breath to bring the left heel down, 1 breath to bring it up. So you can continue to alternate, following your breath. Or if you're like, hey, let's do all the core things, let's get this going, you can lower both heels down and whoop, right back up. But you want to make sure you're keeping the core engaged. Try to not let the low back get too sassy off of the earth. And we'll do 4 more touches. So if that is 1 heel and then 1 heel, perfect. Or if you're doing both heels, perfect. And just 1 more. And we'll hug the knees in again. This time, let's roll up to a little ball, if that makes sense in your body. And maybe you start to rock and roll up and down the spine. maybe you don't. And we'll come to a comfortable seat. So however that works best in your body. Legs can be crossed, they can be out in front of you. You can sit on a blanket. You do you. Let's bring the hands onto the knees. And let's inhale, reach the heart up toward the sky. Feel the shoulder blades move in toward the upper back. On your exhale, you're going to round the spine, tuck the chin. Feel the shoulder blades move apart from each other. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. If you'd like, you can continue to flow with this, or you can interlace the fingers, press the palms out and then up in our cow shape, then press the palms forward in our cat shape. Depending on how the shoulders are feeling, how the back is feeling, whatever feels good for you. One more round. Follow your breath though, no rush. We'll release the hands and let's bring the hands to the heart, lift the heart up toward the thumbs. I'm gonna scoot away from my wall. And let's start to lean back. We're going to find our boat pose. Imagine that you're squeezing your favorite little glass growler in between your knees. So option to stay here or option to tap your heel down and maybe your other heel. If you're adventurous, maybe both. 4 more touches, whatever makes sense for you. And remember to smile. And let's put the opposite leg in front. It's typically the awkward one. We'll take a moment, feel weird together. We'll breathe through it. And let's reach the arms up to the sky, hands to the heart. We'll reach the hands forward. We're going to lock thumbs like this, playing a little thumb war with yourself. And you have the thumbs locked, but then begin to resist away from, the thumbs are going to start resisting away from each other. You're going to say hello to your shoulders. So feel free to stay here. This can be pretty sensational, feeling a lot of things, or keeping your core engaged. One breath to lift the hands up and one breath to lower. One more time. Try not to slingshot the arms apart as you release the thumbs. Arms reach up to the sky. Let's bring them out to a V. Heart lifts. And we'll bring the hands to the heart. Then let's come up and over into table pose. Wrists are under the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. And on your inhale, let's drop the belly, send the heart forward, coming into cow pose. Exhale, rounds the spine, coming into cat pose. And we'll flow through this a couple times, following our breath. And again, noticing the movement in the shoulders here, feeling the shoulder blades move toward each other in cow, and feeling the space in between the shoulders in cat. Let's begin to find that happy middle place between cat and cow, where the belly is pulled in like cat pose, but the heart is reaching forward like cow pose. Nice strong back. We're going to reach the right toes toward the back of the room, but we'll keep the toes on the earth and find all sorts of plank feelings on the right side of the body. Nice, strong, energized leg. The core is pulled in. Then let's bring the right knee to meet the left. Let's move over to the left side. Find those plank feelings. And we'll come back. So feel free to alternate between the two sides, trying to keep the shoulders nice and strong and stable. Or if you're like Seville, let's get this going. You can bring both legs up, finding plank, and then knee to table. Then out to plank, and knee to table. We'll flow through this just one more time. wherever you're at. And let's bring the big toes together, knees come apart, and let's sink back, finding our child's pose. We'll reconnect with our breath, reconnect with our intention, and allow the arms to be nice and heavy at this point. And here's my formal invitation to each and every one of you to come to this pose as often as you need, especially with a practice that's rooted in connection. This is one of my favorite ways to truly get connected with the earth, with myself, and with my breath. If you're loving it here, feel free to stay. Or we're going to begin to root through the hands, the knuckles, the fingertips, so much that the arms are going to start to come off of the earth. And then you're going to take your outer arms and outer shoulders and start to wrap them down toward the earth. It's going to be another moment of hello, shoulders. And then can you soften the base of your neck? Because believe it or not, your neck and your shoulders are not the same thing. I know my shoulders like to become a part of my neck, but we don't need them to be best friends today. So staying another breath here with those nice activated arms and shoulders. And on your exhale, be as dramatic as you want to. Release the arms down. With your next inhale, let's rise up to to table. Let's tuck the toes and reach the hips up and back, finding downward facing dog. And when we're here in down dog, can you find that same wrap of the upper arms and outer shoulders? Wrapping them down toward the earth, feeling the heart press toward the earth, toward the thighs, and then the softening of the base of the neck. And if your arms are shaking and this is your millionth down dog, that's okay. There's all sorts of muscles and fun things firing up right now. And let's bend the knees. Let's look in between the hands and we'll meander our way to the top of the mat. Maybe the hands walk back a little bit to meet the feet. Let's find our forward fold and let's take a nice, deep, juicy bend of the knees here. Maybe you sway a little side to side. Be super nice and loving to your hamstrings. With your next inhale, let's glide the fingertips up the shins, finding that halfway lift. So you have that strong table back, but you're going to pull the shoulders up, back, and down, finding that same wrap back toward the back. You're going to feel the shoulder blades move toward each other. And with your next exhale, let's forward fold. We're going to rise up again to halfway lift. This time we're going to find our cactus arms, if that feels okay on the low back. And notice how the arms are connected to the backside of the body. That's where we want them to stay instead of trying to wrap forward. And exhale, let's fold. One more time, finding our halfway lift. You can do hands on the on the shins, cactus arms, or you can airplane out the arms. And exhale, let's fold. Inhale, let's rise up and reach up. If you have the space, maybe you reach out and up to get those shoulders moving. Hands come to the heart. Inhale, let's reach. Exhale, let's fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And throughout our practice tonight, we will be pausing at our half lifts just to really tune into our shoulders, to our back. Exhale, let's fold. Bend the knees, plant the hands. We're going to step the left foot way back. Bring the left knee down onto the earth. Allow the hips to get nice and heavy. Breath is strong. Feel free to stay here, or we can reach the hands up toward the sky. You want to root through that front heel. Imagine that you're dragging it backward, and imagine that you're dragging that back leg forward. So you have this movement, the legs drawing toward each other to help with stability. Keeping the core pulled in, nice and active. Let's reach the arms forward. And let's clasp the thumbs. Try to alternate the thumb clasp. If that's too much for you, that's okay. Just like you do you. So feel free to stay here as you pull those thumbs, resist them away from each other. Again, if that's a lot, feel free to stay. Or next breath, fingers reach up toward the sky and then reach forward. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. And let's fly the arms back, finding that clasp of the thumbs again. And let's reach the heart up toward the sky as the fingertips reach down toward the earth. Try not to slingshot the hands as you release. Arms reach back up. And let's bring the left hand, the left fingertips down onto the earth. Right hand reaches up toward the sky. Feel free to stay here. Or moving from the shoulder joint, let's reach the right hand forward. Sweep it down, back, and up. One more time. With the right hand reaching up toward the sky, let's tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, bring the right hand down. Does not have to be graceful. Let's make our way back to downward facing dog. Find that wrap of the upper arms. Let's inhale, roll forward to plank, top of a push-up. Let's bring the knees down. Feel the heart glide forward as the shoulder blades move toward each other. And exhale, let's lower down onto the belly. Tops of the feet plant on the earth. Let's shrug the shoulders up, back, and down. Feeling the shoulder blades move in toward the upper back. And let's make our way back to downward facing dog. However it makes sense in your body, left foot comes forward and right knee comes down. Taking a moment to get the legs and the knee just right. And let's rise up. Finding that drawing back motion of the front leg and the drawing forward motion of the back leg. And let's reach the arms forward. Try to do the opposite thumb on top. Feel free to stay here. Or one breath to reach the arms up. One breath to lower. One more time. Keeping the core engaged is easy to become a banana back, but that's not necessarily helping our shoulders. Let's fly the arms back. Find that thumb clasp again. Let's press the heart up toward the sky. Release the hands. Arms reach back up. And let's bring right fingertips down as the left arm reaches up toward the sky. Feel free to stay there, or let's find that shoulder rotation from the shoulder joint. So you might notice you have some spots in your shoulder that might be a little sticky. I know I do. Left hand reaches up, back toes tuck, the knee comes up, left hand comes down. Let's look forward and step forward, finding our forward fold. Taking a couple of breaths here. Then let's rise up and reach up. Hands to the heart. Inhale, let's reach. Exhale, let's fold. Inhale, let's pause at our halfway lift. Feel the core engage, the crown of the head reach forward, and the shoulders moving into the upper back. And exhale, fold. Bend the knees, plant the hands, stepping the right foot way back. We're going to stay up on those back toes. Feel free to keep the hands on the earth or pull the belly and shine the heart forward and hover those fingertips. This is where that robot hug fake out comes in. So to reach the fingertips down toward the earth, and then we'll plug the shoulders into the shoulder socket. Reach the arms forward, plug it in. One more time. And let's rise up and reach up. Arms come forward, linking the thumbs. Let's straighten that front leg, reach the arms up toward the sky, and let's lower. One more time. As we lower the arms, we're going to allow them to fly back, finding your best superhero cape, finding that long line of energy. Feel the shoulder blades move into the upper back. And let's reach the arms up toward the sky. Good thing there's a wall to help catch. And hands come down onto the earth. Does not have to be graceful. We'll find our way back to down dog. You have the option of moving through the vinyasa, finding cat-cow, finding child's pose, doing whatever feels good, having a sip of your beverage. But if you're moving through the vinyasa, we'll roll forward to plank or modified plank, lowering down, shrugging the shoulders up, back, and down, and then finding down dog. And from down dog, right foot steps forward. Does not have to be graceful. So feel free to stay here with the fingertips on the earth or pull the belly and shine the heart forward. Fingertips hover. Robot hug fake out. Reach the fingertips down. Plug the shoulders in. One more time. Let's reach the arms up toward the sky. Arms reach forward. Locking the thumbs. It's like you're in a thumb war with yourself. Very non-violent thumb war. Let's straighten the front leg, reach the arms up toward the sky, and bend. Keep the core engaged. Try not to banana back it. And let's fly the arms back. Find that long line of energy. Arms reach up. Apparently a little wobbly on that one. And we'll bring the hands down. And let's look forward and step forward. Finding our forward fold for a few breaths. Feel free to grab opposite elbows. Maybe sway a little bit. If you're holding on to opposite elbows, let's release them down to the earth. And let's rise up and reach up. Hands come to the heart. Let's plug the base of the thumbs in toward the heart. Close the eyes or drop the gaze. And reconnect with your breath. Let's blink the eyes open. Arms reach up. And exhale, let's fold. Inhale, let's halfway lift and hold for a breath. Finding all that strength, all the shoulder things. Reintroducing our shoulders to a not rounded forward position. And exhale, let's fold. Let's plant the hands, and we're gonna step the left foot way back. Coming up onto those toes, let's rise up, finding our crescent pose. And we're gonna open up warrior two. Inhale, let's reach up to the sky, straightening that front leg. Exhale, warrior two. We're gonna bend into that front knee. Make sure it's pointed in the same direction as those front toes. We want happy knees. And we're gonna reach the hands out. Nice strong arms. And we're gonna take the palms and turn them up toward the sky. And we're gonna take the palms and turn them behind us. Rotating from deep up in the shoulders. One more time. But there's no chair pose yet. Just our shoulders are on fire, it's fine. Let's keep the palms turned up toward the sky. And you're going to find your best like diner server moment. Bringing a cute little W into your arms. Palms turned up toward the sky. Feel those shoulder blades move toward each other. And let's reach the arms back. One more time. W arms for winning. We are winning. And arms out. Let's reach the arms up toward the sky. Straighten that front leg. We're gonna pivot the toes so they're parallel. Grab your left wrist with your right hand and reach up and over. Let's come back to the center. Grabbing right wrist, left hand, reaching up and over. Coming back to the center, we're gonna turn the back toes toward the back of the mat. Magic, warrior two on the other side. Arms are strong. Let's inhale, reach up to the sky. Just make sure that front knee is tracking in a nice, happy way. Let's be really dramatic for a minute. Release our arms. My shoulders are on fire. And let's bring the arms out. Palms turn up toward the sky. And now palms turn behind. Two more times. Bring the hands down onto the earth. And let's look forward and step forward. Finding our cute forward fold. Shaking the head no. Nodding the head yes. And let's rise up and reach up. Hands come to the heart. Inhale, we'll reach. Exhale, we'll fold. Inhale, let's halfway lift. Pausing to find that strong line, the strong shoulders. Exhale, let's fold. Bending the knees, planting the hands. This time, let's step the right foot way back. We're gonna plant the right foot. So we're finding our warrior one legs. And let's rise up and reach up. Taking a moment here to maybe wiggle things around, dance party it. Finding that happy space for your hips. I know for me, warrior one always takes a little finessing. So take that moment and then find strength in the legs. Starting at the feet, moving up the legs, moving up the core, and reaching the arms up toward the sky. We're going to spend a breath here. And let's reach the arms forward. Link the thumbs. Resist them away from each other. Again, you have the option of staying here or keeping a bend in that front leg. Arms reach up. Try not to banana back. And then arms reach forward. One more time. Let's fly the arms back. Clasp the thumbs. Find that long line of energy. Feel free to stay here, or maybe you begin to find a little flight. You can keep the toes on the ground if you'd like. You can stay in warrior one. You can lose the clasp if that's throwing you off. And we'll bring the right knee up. Heart reaches up toward the sky. Try not to slingshot the arms as you release them. Up toward the sky as you sit down into chair. This is first, but also second to last chair. So we're winning. And let's fold over the legs. Feel free to make it dramatic. Inhale, let's rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Let's root into your left foot again. We're going to bring the right knee up. Let's cactus out the arms. We're going to send the right foot backward, keeping the cactus arms. Imagining that you're next to your best yogis when we're in our beloved community warrior three. And let's bring right toes back, arms reach up. And let's bring hands onto the earth. Option to move through the vinyasa. Option for down dog, for table, for child's pose. We'll meet back in downward facing dog, finding the strong activated arms. Let's bend the knees, look forward, and let's make our way to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise up and reach up. Hands to the heart. Inhale, let's reach. And exhale, we're going to fold. Inhale, halfway lift, pausing here. Exhale, fold. Bending the knees, planting the hands, stepping that left foot way back. Finding your warrior one legs, and then rising up. This is a lot on the back knee. You can always come up onto the back toes. But again, taking a moment here to dance it out, wiggle it out. Find that happiness for you in your warrior one. Arms reach up to the sky. Let's reach the arms forward. We're going to clasp the thumbs. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. One more time, following your breath. Arms fly back. Clasping the thumb again. Finding that long line of energy. Feel free to stay here, or you can begin to fly. Finding your warrior three. Maybe you have a cute little shelf in front of you and you can just plop your head down. Staying here for another breath. And let's bring left knee up toward the chest. Release the hands. Arms reach up to the sky. Our final chair pose. Let's fold forward. Feel free to make it super dramatic. And if it's super dramatic, I would love to see a video of it. You don't have to post it, you can just send it to me. It's nothing like a good dramatic chair pose. This time as we rise up, left knee is going to follow, or maybe toes stay on the earth. Let's cactus out the arms. And let's fly the foot back, finding your faux community warrior 3. Let's bend into that front knee. Find your crescent pose one more time. Arms come down. Hands come down onto the earth. One last chance to flow through a vinyasa. Follow your breath. But we will be meeting in child's pose. So if you want to make your way there, beautiful. You need a couple sips before you get there, beautiful. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Opening up the mouth to release the breath. One more time. On your inhale, let's rise back up to table. And we'll flow through cat-cow a few times. Again, paying attention to the space in between the shoulders. And imagining as you're moving through cat-cow, you're moving through those robot hug fake outs. And noticing that maybe the space in between the shoulders might feel a little more open, might feel a little less sticky, might move a little more freely. And we'll find our table pose. And let's reach the right hand out and up. And on your exhale, let's thread the needle, reaching the right hand away from you toward the left-hand side of the mat. But it's not going to rest yet because we're going to bring it right back up. Exhale, thread the needle. One more time. Moving the arm from the shoulder. And then let's rest it down. Feel free to keep the left hand underneath the left shoulder if you like that variation, or you can reach the left hand forward. And if you try this and you're like, no, that's not for me, you can come to a comfortable seat and guide your arm across your body. And let's bring the left hand underneath the left shoulder. Using the strength of that arm, we'll press our way back up. Reach the right hand up one more time and bring the right hand down onto the earth. Left hand sweeps out and up. Exhale, we'll thread. Inhale up. Exhale, thread. One more time. Again, making sure you're moving from the shoulder joint and reaching it through, resting down. Again, you can keep the right hand underneath the right shoulder, or you can reach the right hand forward. And just like our hips, our shoulders are not equal. So again, if this is just not working for you, come to a comfortable seat. Hold the arm across the body. And let's bring the right hand underneath the right shoulder. Using the strength of that arm, let's press our way up, reaching the left hand up toward the sky. And we'll bring left hand to meet right. One more time, let's roll through cat-cow. Allowing our breath to kind of undo that twist. And if it feels good to maybe move the body more in a barrel roll, feel free to do that. And let's look over our left shoulder, kind of scrunching up our left side body as you move the left shoulder and the left hip toward each other. Then come back to the center and over to the other side and back to the center. 2 more times on each side. My challenge for you is while you're doing this, can you make sure you're not dumping into the shoulders, but still keeping that strong awareness around the shoulder joint. And we'll come back to the center. And however it makes sense in your body, we're going to come to a seat. So maybe you roll over your ankles, maybe you swing the legs out and come on down. We're going to plant the feet on the earth. Hands come to the heart. So we already did one boat of the day. And so if you're like boated out, feel free to keep the feet on the earth. Or if you'd like, heart reaches up, shoulder blades move toward each other, and you can begin to float the feet. So feel free to stay here, or again, we're going to do those cute little heel touches. If you're keeping the feet on the earth, you'll just do kind of opposite of heel touches. You can just lift the legs. Just lift the legs. This is a lot of work. You shouldn't use just. Either way, you're kicking boat's butt. Just 2 more breaths wherever you're at. Let's bring the feet onto the earth and let's hug the legs, tuck the chin. Do a couple deep belly breaths to help release the backside of the body. Allow the space in between the shoulder blades to soften, to kind of puff out with each breath. Let's reach the arms forward and let's slowly lower down. If you want all of the core things in your life, feel free to do the fake out of oh, I'm going down. No, I'm not. I'm coming up. It's like the robot hug fake out, but it's like the core fake out. So feel free to do whatever you need to do, my friends. We're going to come all the way down. And we'll bring the feet in toward the hips a little closer than they usually are. And we'll bring the arms alongside the body. We can stick with the robot theme and bring our arms to a 90-degree angle and bee-boop our way through this. If you're done with robots, do whatever you want with your arms. We're going to press through the soles of the feet, begin to tilt the pelvis, maybe bringing the hips and then the spine off of the earth. Focusing on those outer shoulder blades, those outer shoulders, wrapping down toward the earth as the shoulder blades move toward each other, but also in toward the upper back. And we'll lower down with our next breath, inch by inch. Really taking our time here, imagining that you're imprinting the spine on your yoga mat. Allowing the spine to be nice and neutral for a breath. If you're done, you're good, you don't need another bridge, feel free to hang out here and breathe. If you're game for one more, we'll again root through the soles of the feet. Imagine, just like when we're in boat pose, that we're squeezing our cute little glass growler, Squeeze that with your thighs as you rise up. And this time, maybe you link the thumbs underneath the body, behind the back, for one last thumb link. And again, don't slingshot the arms as you release the grasp. And then we'll lower down inch by inch. And let's reach the arms up toward the sky. Give our wrists a little bit of a roll out here. And then let's reach a little higher up, bringing the shoulders off of the earth. Exhale. We'll plug the shoulders back down toward the earth. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, down. We're going to give ourselves a nice little hug. Whichever arm wants to go on top, that's fine. And breathe into the upper back, into the space in between the shoulder blades. Give yourself a hug, saying it's okay, shoulders. I know for me, I'm doing a lot of computer things, but also a lot of reading things. We're going to reach our arms up to the sky and then cross the other arm in front. Doing a lot of computer things, reading things, cross-stitching things that I needed to get reacquainted with my shoulders and the proper placement of them. So thanks for joining me on this journey. And we'll reach our arms up toward the sky. We'll bring the arms alongside the body. And we'll reach the right foot up toward the sky, and we'll cross the right ankle over the left thigh. And if you'd like, you can cactus out the arms here, or have the arms out into a T, or rest the hands wherever it feels good. And begin to sway the legs if that makes sense in your body. And maybe you start to sway to the outer edge of your hips. And if it makes sense in your body, come onto the outer edge of that left hip, planting the right foot or right toes down on the earth. And in this pretzel twist, if you will, figure 4 twist, I like to take my left hand and reach it down toward my right foot and hold on to my ankle. Just take some of the effort out of my right leg and allows it to soften into this pose. And instead of letting the right knee come in toward you, can you press it out toward the front edge of the mat? And we'll come back to that really deep, connected breath, the beginning of our practice. Allowing ourselves to think back on our intention and to allow that intention to start settling into the mind and into the body. We'll bring the legs back up. Right foot comes down onto the earth. Left foot presses up toward the sky, and we'll cross that left ankle over the right leg and start to find that swaying motion. And if it feels great to just hang out and sway, do it. But maybe you start to roll to the outer edge of that right hip. And maybe you come all the way over onto that right hip. And if you'd like, you can reach down with the right hand, holding onto the left ankle, and allow that left knee to press away from the body. And we'll bring the legs back to the center, keeping that figure four shape. We'll press the left foot up toward the sky and bring left foot to meet right. If there's any other poses or movements that the body is craving prior to settling into Shavasana, feel free to move through that. If you're not sure if what you want to do is a yoga pose, it probably is. So just listen to your body and honor what your body wants and needs at this time. And we'll start to settle into our final resting pose, honoring this time and this space that we've set aside for ourselves. So letting all of the other things wait for just a couple more minutes. And allowing this moment to be filled with the connection of your body and your breath, the connection of the body to the yoga mat, and also the connection of all the yogis who are also in this space, breathing the same practice, the same intention. Begin to deepen the breath, inviting movement back into the hands and the feet, gently swaying the head side to side. Eventually coming to a comfortable seat, bringing the hands to the heart. Thank you for sharing this practice, energy, and spirit tonight. The light within me honors the light within each and every one of you. Namaste.
Namaste.
And cheers. Thanks, buddies. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight and for getting very acquainted with your shoulders. It's good for all of us. So let's see. I know I have things. I'm like in that yoga, beautiful space. The information for donations is listed in the event link as also on this page. So any donations are so appreciated by all of us. And we will be drawing for a Mayfly gift card. And if you haven't been to Mayfly, they are pretty amazing and dreamy bottle shop in Portland. They have such a great selection. So make sure that you share your practice. Definitely dramatic chair poses are wanted, like I said, but share your practice to be entered into the drawing. And you can catch us here on the YouTube Saturday mornings and then Monday and Wednesday evenings. And there is a Zoom chat afterwards. We can cheers and giggle and have a really great time. And we can talk about robot hug fakeouts and what that exactly means. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Have a beautiful night.